Hi dear students, I am Dr. Mashu. Welcome to my class. Today I would like to discuss planning in research. So let's see. Research planning. Research planning is a small document and it is the main part of the proposal research. Your research planning is a small document and it is the main part of a proposal research. Okay, if you are doing any research, then if you are planning to, if you are designed to do a research, then you have to prepare a research plan. And a research plan is a predetermined course of action. Okay, research plan is a predetermined course of action, and we can simply define research planning is as the act or process of making a plan for research. Research planning is the act or process of making a plan for research, that is known as research plan. And the purpose of research planning is to evolve a sound, defensible and realistic program of action. Okay, this research plan will give a detailed answer to all pertinent questions involving in conducting research. Okay, while we are conducting research, there should be some questions will be arise. That then we can easily answer if you are preparing a research plan. And a research plan should address the following question. Okay, a research plan should address. If you are preparing a research plan, and thus research plan should have to address the following question. One is the what is the study about? Okay, what is the study about? And another question, why is the study being made? Okay? Why is the study is being made? And where will the study be carried out? Okay, where you are going to carry out this studies. That and another one question is what type of data is required? Okay, if you are doing research, what type of data is required that have to be mentioned in the research plan? And the fifth question is where can the required data be found? Okay, where can the required data can be found? And another question is what period of time will the study include? Okay, what the time will the study include? And another seventh question is what will the sample design? Okay, what will be the sample design? And another question is what technique of data collection is being used? Okay, what technique of data collection will be used for research? And this other question is you have to answer due to this research plan. That is how will the data be analyzed? Okay, we'll get data, then we have to analyze the data. For that, how we will analyze the data, and finally, in what time will the report be prepared? Okay, if you are doing research, you have to prepare the report. Okay, this is the final question. In what style will the report be prepared? These are the questions we have to answer while we are preparing a research plan. Okay, the research plan should address this question. Okay. Now we can see what is the need of a research plan. Okay, what is the need of a research plan? If you are doing something, then there should be some need. Okay, this research planning will facilitate the smooth sailing of various research procedures. Okay, if you are doing research without any plan, then sometime or most probably it will fail because it makes some problems without planning. You won't get good resources like that. So this research plan will facilitate the smooth sailing of various research procedures, and thereby this research plan will make research as efficient as possible. Okay, allow this research efficient as possible, and by this research planning you will yielding maximal information with minimal expenditure of effort, time and money. Okay, if you have good plan, that will help to yield maximum information with minimal expenditure of effort, time and money. Okay, time and money you get with minimal time and money and minimal time and expenditure you get. And the plan helps the researcher to organize his idea in a form whereby it will be possible for him to look for flaws and inadequacies. Okay, if you are preparing, okay, if you are preparing a research plan, that will help you to find what is the mistakes or flaws, or there will be sometime some inadequacies will be there. You can find, you can understand if you are preparing plan. Otherwise, if you are not preparing a plan, you will find these inadequacies and flaws after you are setting the research. After you are setting, if you are doing the research only, if you are planning the research, if you if you prepare a plan that uh, you can see that inadequacies and flaws before you are going to do the lab work or data collection work. Okay, and this research plan can even be given to others for their comments and critical evaluation. Okay, if you prepare a research plan, okay, if you are a beginner doing research, if you don't know much deal about the research, that time you can prepare the research plan and that you can give to others or other experts or your friends or others colleagues. You can give that they are can give the research plan to others, and they can comment and they can make critical evaluation of the plan. Okay, they can say if you are planning an lab experiment, this is one procedure. So another fellow, if you are giving your friend, and they can suggest you this method is not good, then that is good. Okay, you can do like that. If you are that is only possible if you are preparing a research plan. Okay, such plan you can research plan can give you to others for their comments and critical evaluation. Okay, and another one a need of research plan is advantage of research plan. In the absence of such course of action, it will be difficult to predict to provide a comprehensive review of the proposed study. Okay, in the absence of the such course of action, it will be difficult to predict to provide comprehensive review of the proposed study. Okay, this is the need for research planning. Okay, one is that this research plan will facilitate the smooth sailing of various research procedures, and the one is that thereby making research as efficient as possible, and making research plan that will help to get maximum information with minimal expenditure of effort, time and money. And this plan can help to researcher to organize his idea in a form whereby it will be possible for him to look for flaws and inadequacies. We can identify the flaws and inadequacies we are preparing this plan. And this plan we can give to others or friends or colleagues for their comments and critical evaluation. And in the absence of such course of action, it will be difficult for the critic to provide a comprehensive review of the proposed study. Okay, it's difficult for the critic to provide a comprehensive review of the proposed study. This is the need of the research planning. And now we can see the methodology or process of research plan. Okay, we can see the methodology or process of research plan. The first one is the identification of problem. Okay, first one is identification of problem, and second one is the present status of the problem. Okay, present status of the problem we have to identify, and set the objective of the research. Set the objective of research, and the fourth one to formulate operational hypothesis for undertaking research. Okay, formulate the operational hypothesis for undertaking research, and the other one to select method for testing the hypothesis or to solve the research problem. Okay, to select a method for testing the hypothesis or to solve research problem, and implement the research or test the hypothesis. Okay, implement the research or test the hypothesis, and to come others the and Next one is to compare and analyze this data and interpret. Okay. To compare and analyze the data and interpret. And after data interpretation, this next process is to draw the conclusion about the hypothesis with reference to objectives. Okay, to draw conclusion about the hypothesis with reference to the objectives. And the last, the present and publish finding of research. Okay, that may be application or demonstration or workshop itself. Okay, these are the process of research planning. First is the identification of problem, second is the present status of the problem, and the third one is to set the objective of the research and to formulate the operational hypothesis for undertaking the research and to set the method for testing hypothesis or solve research problem and implement the research for to test the hypothesis and to compare and analyze the data and interpret. So eighth one is to draw conclusion about the hypothesis with reference to the objective, and the ninth one is the present or publish findings of research, and this publication, demonstration, workshops, etc. Now we can see each part separately. Okay. First we can see the identification and defining problem. And again, identification and defining problem. This step is the heart of the research study. Okay, this is the heart of the research study, and research problem normally before from this research form such problem from normally from our real life or from literature. Okay, we find this research problem from from our real life or from literature. The research problem is a specific issue, or it may be a difficulty or contradiction, or sometimes it is a gap of knowledge that you will aim to address in your research. Okay, sometimes our research problem will be a specific, maybe a specific issue. Sometimes it may be a difficulty that we feel in our life, or it will be a contradiction or a gap of knowledge that will aim to address in your research. And the research problem should be clear and focused. The research problem should be clear and focused. And the research problem and objective of study should be balanced and coordinated. The research problem and objective of study should be balanced and coordinated. Okay? The research problem and objective of study should be balanced and coordinated. Okay. This is the identification and defining of problems. Next we can present status of the research problem. Okay, just us learn to understand the present status of the research problem, we can adopt a review of literature that helps you to find the present status of the problem and the method used in the previous studies. Okay, this review of literature will help you to find to know the status of the problem and the method that is used in previous studies. Okay, and research papers, books, conference proceedings, etc. helps the researchers to know the present status of the problem that is you interested in. Third process is to set the objective for the research. To set the objective for the research. A research objective address the purpose of the investigation and type of knowledge to be generated. Okay, a research objective should address the purpose of investigation and the type of knowledge to be generated. And objective should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time scaled. Okay, that means objective should be SMART. Okay, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time scale. And this research objective and research problem should be balanced. Okay, objectives and research problem should be balanced. Okay, this is the third process to set the objective for the research. That means research objective address the purpose of the investigation and type of knowledge to be generated. Okay, research objective. The purpose of research objective is that it will address the purpose of investigation, type of knowledge to be generated, and the objective should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time scale. And the research objective and research problem should be balanced. Okay, this is the third one, and the fourth one is to formulate operational hypothesis. To formulate operational hypothesis, we have to formulate a hypothesis. And hypothesis is a specific statement of prediction. Okay, hypothesis is a prediction. Okay, example, insulin and diabetes will be related. Okay, that's one of the example. That means you have to formulate an operational hypothesis, that an hypothesis is a specific statement of prediction, and it described and this hypothesis is describes in concrete term what you expect will happen in your study. Okay, this hypothesis describe in concrete term what you expect will happen in your study. Okay, what will happen in your study. That is a hypothesis, and a single study may have one or many hypotheses. Okay, a single research does not have one hypothesis. Sometimes it may have one or more hypotheses, and not all studies have hypothesis if it is exploratory. Okay, if research is exploratory, sometimes you want to study some biodiversity of some area, then there will be no hypothesis. Okay, some not all study having hypothesis, only some exploratory studies don't have hypothesis. Okay, this is the fourth one, formulate the operational hypothesis. And hypothesis is a specific statement of prediction. Okay, it's a prediction, and for example, insulin and diabetes will be related. Okay, one of this example, and this hypothesis describe in concrete term what you will expect will happen in your study. Okay, what you expect will happen in your study, that is the hypothesis. And a single study may have one or more hypotheses. Okay, one or more hypotheses, and not all studies having hypothesis. Okay, not all studies having hypothesis. If it is exploratory study, that is no research, that is they want to know more about that, then there is no hypothesis. And the fifth one is to select a method for testing the hypothesis. Okay, in this research plan, this fifth process is to select method for testing the hypothesis. To select a method for testing the hypothesis. This process describes the overall strategy, methodology, and analysis to be used to accomplish the specific aim of the project. Okay, this testing hypothesis describe the overall strategy, methodology, and analysis to be used to accomplish the specific aim of the project. Okay, methodology, strategy, and analysis way that is described in this selecting method of testing hypothesis. Okay, and select the method of to test the hypothesis. Okay, and select the method of test to test the hypothesis, and selectable suitable laboratory experiment according to the objective. Okay, it's this step. This will select the suitable methodology for the laboratory experiment according to objective. You have to select the methodology according to the objective. Okay, and you have to select the method for collecting data, sample size, sample collection area, size, etc. will be identified. Okay, in this process it will be identified. Survey to collect data, sample size, sample collection area, size, etc. will be identified. This is the fifth process in research plan. There is to select a method for testing the hypothesis. Okay, this describe the overall strategy, methodology, and analysis to be used to accomplish the specific aim of this research work. And in this process, to select the method to test the hypothesis, and select the suitable laboratory experiment according to objective, and we have to collect the survey to collect the data, sample size, sample collection area, size, etc. will be identified. This is the sixth one, implement the research or test a hypothesis. For this process, we will conduct the lab experiment, and we will collect the data, and we will test the hypothesis. And then we will conduct the survey, we will collect the data, and we will do using this data, we will test the hypothesis. This is the sixth one, implement the research or test a hypothesis. That we will conduct the lab experiment as per the method for as per the method, and we'll get the data and we'll use for test the hypothesis, and we'll conduct survey for selected method for as per selected method, and we'll get the data and we will test the hypothesis. And seventh one will compare and analyze the data and interpret. Okay, will compare and analyze the data that interpret. Okay, once the data have been collected, it needs to be compared, analyzed, and interpret. Okay, once the data is collected on the previous step, we'll have to need to compare and analyze and interpret. And your analysis should be meet your research objective. Okay, if you are analyzing the data, that should be meet your research objective. And for the analysis and interpretation, you might need to check the literature. Okay, is not easy process. Okay, you have to analyze the analyze and you have to for the analysis and interpretation you might need to check the literature. Okay. And this is the seventh step: compare and analyze the data and interpret. Once the data you have collected, you need to compare, analyze, and interpret. And each analysis and interpretation, each analysis should meet your research objective. And for the analysis and interpretation, you can need to check. You might be need to check the literature. Okay. And the eighth process is to draw the conclusion about the hypothesis. Okay. If you check the you design the hypothesis and you check the hypothesis and you interpret the data and you have to make conclusion of your research. That means you have to make conclusion of on hypothesis by considering data analysis and interpretation with reference to objective. Okay, with reference to objective, you have to make conclusion of your hypothesis. This is the eighth process. Make conclusion on hypothesis by considering the data analysis and interpretation with reference to objective. Okay, you have to analyze the data and interpret the data, and you have to make a conclusion that about conclusion on your hypothesis. And after that, the final process is a present and publish finding of research. Okay, you have to present your findings. Okay, you have to present or publish your findings. Then it will be counted on you. Okay, this is the final step. Then your research presentation should be clear. Okay, your presentation should be clear, relevant, and succinct. Okay, your presentation should be clear, relevant, and succinct, and it should be reinforce research finding. Okay, it should be reinforce. It should also reinforce research finding, and the presentation may be publication, demonstration, or presentation in workshop. Okay, that's the final step process for present and publishing of research. The final step final step, your research presentation should be clear, relevant, and succinct. It should also reinforce research finding, and the presentation may be publication or demonstration process, etc. These are the process of research planning. Okay, in each process we all should have clear-cut planning before you are going to start research. Okay, I hope you understood this class. Thank you for listening.